I decided to go to London because I was finished graduate school and didn't want to just start on my, very prescribed trajectory. So I just thought I wanted to do something different. And Susie, who at that point was a very dear friend, grew up in London, was thinking about returning with her partner. And in any event, it made sense, and so we went to London. Now, in London, part of what also was of great interest in terms of thinking about the work was that there was a very active women's movement in England. And by 75, 76, it's not that there was certainly a women's movement here, but it had sort of quieted down a little bit. And in England, it was very active women's movement, so that was of interest. And Juliet Mitchell had written a book called Psychoanalysis and Feminism, which was the first book that ever came out that had those two, I think, words together, and it was, it was really tremendous. So that was very exciting to us, that book, and Juliet was in London, she's British. So we thought we're going to go to London and there will be not only an active women's movement, but an active feminist psychotherapy sort of, not movement, but community.
Yeah.
And when we went, we were surprised because actually there really wasn't. I mean, there was an active women's movement, but it was very similar to here. There were pockets of women we met who were feminists, who were psychotherapists, and people were influenced by Juliet's book, but it felt a little more academic in terms of how people, related to it. And so Susie and I don't know, again, sort of, can I say, the chutzpah of youth? I thought, there is no women's therapy center. Yeah. There should be one. We felt confident enough to feel that what we were offering, that we had something to offer. I mean, I should say not what we were offering, but that confident enough to feel that we really had something to offer in terms of our practice. So we decided we're starting a women's therapy center, which we did in the basement of her house. Wow. She and Joe had a little house, and we used the, it's like a garden apartments, 3 rooms, and we put out, I mean, this is more Susie than me, because she has more chutzpah than I do. She's kind of a fearless woman. She put out, we embargoed a press release, Women's Therapy Center opens in London. It's really kind of funny. We both remember and love the memory of the first printing that we did, a mailing about this center opens, and we remember the box at Chalk Farm Road where her mother lived, where we mailed this. Okay, it's really happening. Yeah. We're doing this, the better or worse. But very soon, and this really surprised us, there was a terrific response to the women's therapy center. Wow. So we had to find other women to work with us. Yeah. And then that was interesting. And I don't even remember how we sort of put out a call, but we interviewed women, and it was fun. I mean, the Women's Therapy Center, that was 1976, and it still exists. Yeah. It's funded by the government and private foundations. The therapists offer, 16 languages therapies offered in. It's fantastic. It's a wonderful institution, so I feel very proud of that.